How's it going, everyone? Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Thursday, the 25th of September. As always, timecodes in the description if you want to skip ahead. You know how it is. This set's pretty good. No issues with it. Everything's base game, everything's pretty chill. Dual themes, even though it says you need to learn it through the Somerset chapter, dual themes themselves can be harvested without any DLC, so just ignore that shit. I wouldn't bother with a trial, just because it's going to take way longer than any of these other options here are. And dangerous foes, you can do dungeons, and the bosses count as dangerous foes. So I will go through a different dungeon today. I've done Fungal Grotto 1 a heap of times over the past few, because Dangerous Foes has appeared like a couple of days this week. So yeah, if you want to watch Fungal Grotto, because that's quicker than the one I'm going to do today. But yeah, just for something different, so people have something else to watch today. Yeah, Fungal Grotto 1. Only so much you can watch for that without it being fucking boring. Okay. So I will start with Weapon Enchantment, Hearth Furnishings, and then I'll go to... I'm going to do Elden Holy 1 today. And there's a reason for that. There's a lead that you can get from Elden Holy 1 that's really good. If you don't worry, if you're not caring about the lead, just my opinion, do Fungal Grotto 1, but I'll just do Elden Holy 1 anyway. And then, yeah, I'll just go through dual themes too, because that's pretty chill. Alright, starting with Weapon Enchantment. Really easy. I assume most people know how this works, but just to cover the bases, I'll just make sure you've got everything you need here. So in inventory, you've got your weapons. They need to have an enchant, and they need to have used up charge in your weapons. So right click, go charge, and you just see the soul gem. And just one. That's it. So on console, it looks just slightly different. It'll be like you have to scroll down a lined menu instead of a menu like this, and you have to go to the item and press a button, and it'll be like the item contents, and then you can charge it, and it's the same thing. Now, as for getting your hands on the stuff that you need, firstly you need a weapon. In order to get yourself a weapon, what I suggest you do is just quote borrow one unquote from either. What I usually do is go to this place here in Addon, Focal Guard. It's got everything you need basically for being able to do this. If you go upstairs, just grab one of these Inferno Staves. Grab all three, because there is a chance that you'll get a green quality one with a enchant already on it. But if not, you can just get one of these, go to Glamour in here, and then you can go and buy a Glyph of Flame, for example, here. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm just going to put that on the Nightwood Staff, enchant that, bada bing, and then I'll go out here, spec that on, and then what I'm going to do is just go over to these one of these mud crabs on the beach and just attack it. So you can see here it's fully charged, but if I just tap this mud crab a couple of times, you can now charge it here. So that's what I would do to get yourself a weapon and be able to charge it. Now, soul gems is the other thing. Pretty, I assume most people have one already. Anytime you go kill a boss in a dungeon, in a delve, do a dolmen, do world bosses, you know, if that's the daily, the weekly you're going to do, sorry, you'll get soul gems from them, but you can also get a soul gem from a place like Starfall Arcana, for example. This is why I also suggest Addon. This place here, it's got soul gems in here. So you can just grab one of these soul gems, and while she's not looking, just grab this one here, and then while you're killing the mud crabs, what you can do is just go World Soul Magic Soul Trap on your bar, and while you're killing one of these mud crabs, you just soul trap them. So just trap that on, and now kill it, and that will fill the soul gem. So that will give you a soul gem to recharge. Yeah, that's everything you need. The only thing is, yeah, you might have to buy a glyph, which requires a little bit of gold. Hearth Furnishings, what I advise you do is just make sure you have a house. There is a free house you can get if you come to this location, northwest of the Vocal Guard Wayshrine, just where Mara's Kiss public house shows up right here. There will be a NPC you can talk to just in front of this door. She looks like this. Her name's Philan Demarie. She gives you a quest where all you need to do to complete it is talk to her. That will give you a free house, which you can find in the map tab. Go to Houses here in Collected, and it will show up. It'll either be this one, Rosy Lion, Ebony Flask Inn Room, or Mara's Kiss Public House, depending on the alliance that you complete this on. So, for example, this character on Ordinary Dominion gets the Mara's Kiss Public House. They're all worth getting, so I think creating a character on each alliance and just completing that quest for her is really good, because, yeah, they've all got their uses. So I'd advise that you just get a single furnishing. You just need to make sure it's a Hearth Furnishing. Any item that has in the second line in the description there. So furnishing, hearth, laundry. As long as it says hearth in the middle, you're fine. So this is the cheapest item you can get. I advise doing this over going into a guild store or using anything from the store. Anytime you can use gold instead of crowns, I think it's worth it. So yeah, this one here, really good because, yeah, 75 gold. As far as I'm aware, that's the cheapest option you can get. And the good thing about it is you're not running around looking through guild stores and shit. So this option is in Blackwood. You need this DLC to access it. Now let me just go through the non-DLC option if you don't have Blackwood. The difference between these two is literally 25 gold, so it's really not a big deal. So Melodic here. This guy in certain regions will sell you clotheslines here, these rough clotheslines. These are also Hearth Furnishings. This is the option I would go for if you don't have Blackwood. So it's only 100 gold, just buy one of these and you're good to go. Now getting to Mistral, if you haven't been here already, this is, I think, just the most simple to get to. If you don't have this way shrine or this way shrine, you can either just group up with someone, get them to go here and travel to them, or you can use home tours to travel to Moonmirth House, and then leave, and you're pretty much right outside Mistral, so you just travel a little bit that way. So home tours down here is where you find it in Group and Activity Finder. Just go browse homes and look under the M category, so Moonmirth House. Just travel to one of these, go out the door, and you'll rock up in Kanathi's Roost. You just have to make sure you don't use the preview system, because that will just take you back to wherever you came in from, so it's not going to give you what you want there. Yeah, just either travel to someone else's or travel to yours, either way. Okay, once you got your furnishing item, you want to go to your house, go to browse, go down to in place where it says hearth. So anytime you want to do this endeavor, the way it works is the item has to come from your inventory and be placed on the ground. Now, there's actually a quick way to do it. Naturally, if you just spam left click, it won't work because you're not actually grabbing it from your inventory. What you want to do instead is do the undo redo strategy. So bottom left, you'll see it says undo, just hit whatever key that is. And now it says redo, just hit whatever key that is. And just do that as many times as you need until it works. Now all I suggest you do is just put it in the corner somewhere in one of your houses, alongside all the other items that count as all the different furnishing types for the endeavors. Now, whenever this one comes up, what I suggest you do is... okay, it's not letting me pick it up. See. If you're having trouble, just go to retrieve hearth here and it'll show up. So you can also do it this way by using the put away command, exiting, and then undo, and that'll put it back on the ground. And that also counts the endeavor for placing it down. So yeah, there you go. Alright, now moving on to dangerous foes. So when they talk about shielded life bars, I think what they're trying to refer to is these. When you see like a tougher enemy, you'll see these little like diamonds next to the main health bar. Anything that has these is considered to be a dangerous foe. So whether it's one on each side, two on each side, or three on each side, and it's like a big boss, any of those work. So my advice to you is either if you don't want to worry about dungeons for the day, just go to Craglorn and just quickly go to Spellscar here and kill some of the Frost Atronachs or some of sorry, Frost is here, Frost Atronachs, and then Storm Atronachs up here. These are dangerous foes. You can also kill gargoyles around Rhaenys School of Warriors. You could go to the Reaper's March over here to Willowgrove. There's lots of the Storm and Frost Atronachs here. You can do Dolmens. Dolmens tend to have a lot of enemy types that count as dangerous foes. Because, yeah, they'll have Daedra, and they'll have, like, the big ones, like the Zivkin, or all of the Bestial Daedra, like the Grievous Twilights, or the Harvesters, stuff like that. And they all count as dangerous foes. And Dolmens have tons of them, so it's very easy to get this done with the Dolmen. That being said, though, I would suggest you do a dungeon today, because you still get event tickets for the Undaunted event. So what I'm going to do today is show you Elden Hollow. Wow, apparently I don't even have it. So, word to the wise, there is a pledge today for Fungal Grotto 1. So, yeah, it's now is the best time to do it. So, just make sure you get your pledge before you do Fungal Grotto 1 if you're going to get your tickets today. That's really good. But yeah, I'm still going to do Elden Hollow 1 today, just for something different. Though, because it's in Grotwood, and I don't have it unlocked. If you don't have Grotwood unlocked, you can just go to Snugpod. That's a good way to get there quick, so I'll just do that. Snug pod. Oh yeah. This is why I use browse homes, by the way, because sometimes recommend it doesn't work. Where am I going? There we go. Alright, just quickly hop out of here. And here we are. So Elden Hollow 1 is located over here. So you just have to kind of chug a quick UE down here. You can see it on the compass. There it is, Elden Hollow. Okay, we want to do Elden Hollow 1 today, so Ancient Remains. Alright, so why would we do Elden Hollow 1 over Fungo 1? It is slower, that's for sure, but if you have Greymore, if you've leveled up your scrying to be able to get mythics, if you also have Murkmire, you can get a special mythic called Ring of the Wild Hunt. This one here, sorry. So this is quite possibly the best movement speed item in the game. Basically halves the amount of movement speed you need to get to the cap. There's like nothing better for sort of plot efficiency. The Face of the Serpent, you need to defeat Canonreeve Orineth in Elden Hollow 1. This is the final boss of this dungeon. So you will likely need to do this a lot if you want this mythic. I had to do it, I'm not kidding. Across 3 accounts on NA, I did this over 100 times to get the lead on all 3 accounts. It was fucking mad. I kid you not, in the set items category, in dungeons, we go to Elden Hollow. I collected these entire everything on every single account before I actually got all the lead for all of them. Fucking ridiculous. So yeah, just be prepared to do this a lot. I'm not even joking, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll just show you how I would go about doing it as quick as possible. Right, so you don't have to fight anything in here. You can if you want. You can also just, with those guys especially, you can just run past them and they can't follow you down here. The AI has no clue about like nav meshing over like anything other than flat surfaces essentially. But yeah, you'll have to be running a lot here if you just want to ignore everything. Watch out for the stranglers that are just sort of chilling on the sides of the room. They will pull you to them, and it can be kind of disorientating. Right, so the only thing you have to fight in here is this NPC here, or this boss. Everything here can be ignored. It's pretty straightforward. The biggest thing to worry about is like she's got a spinny winny attack. She's got that, which is very similar to the one that Warchief Ozazar has in Fungal Grotto. Yeah, she's pretty straightforward. Just block the heavy attack. Just accept that you're going to get knocked around a bit with this raw attack here, and just brave through it, and just basically stay still. As long as you've got like a decent self heal, you'll just be able to ignore this spin thing. I'm just gonna heal up a bit. So that's fight 1. Now I'll just swap over back to my speed stuff. Now we're headed straight to the second main boss. Now, unlike Fungal Grotto 1, there are 3 bosses in the way instead of 2. So yeah, you'll still get your dangerous foes from Fungal Grotto 1. So normally in normally in Elden Hollow 2, you will jump down there if you want to just do the pledge as quick as possible, because you don't need to kill anything in these caves. If you want the achievements, so you need to do it. Right, so in this room here, this boss must be killed. If you don't kill this boss, the room to the final boss will still be blocked. Now this boss is kind of annoying. They'll pull you in if you try and stay far away from them. So my advice is just stay in front and just deal with the melee attack. Because otherwise, every time you try and run away, this boss will just pull you in. So there'll be like the little strangler lits, and they will heal the boss, but it's pretty negligible. If you're a Nightblade, you can you're especially good because you can apply a healing gun debuff to them. Yeah, that's all this boss does. Just it's like the slap, or like the pincers. And yeah, aside from the little minions that heal it and the explosion, that'll be all you have to deal with. That'll be a dangerous foes, but you still need to beat the final boss, so keep moving. Alright, so this little branchway here will be blocked off if you want to beat this without defeating that Strangler second boss. Yeah, you have to beat that boss, there's no other way. Alright. So Cannon Reeve Oreneth, she does the Rotting Bolt. You can't block this, you have to roll dodge it, but it does very little damage, so I wouldn't bother worrying about it, unless it's unfair. Even then, that's very little damage. This explosion, it knocks you on your ass, and on Veteran it'll do shit tons of damage, especially on hard mode. You want to avoid that if you can. The little skeleton dudes can be annoying, but they die very quickly too. So when you see her do that animation, just run back a little bit. And yeah, you can still roll dodge this if you want to do, but I wouldn't bother just like sacrificing a bit of damage for it. If you want to hit her, just make sure you tug at her. If you want to hit her through the skeletons. It's great for Nightblades because it keeps giving you ultimate whenever you kill the skeletons. This thing here on the floor, if you get stuck under it, it'll knock you under the floor, which is really annoying. Especially if she does the explosion immediately after. On Veteran, I likely would have died there. Yeah, you want to keep moving in here. Ah. Got it. Alright, yeah, so that's Elden Hollow 1. As soon as you kill Oreneth, that's it. And yeah, odds are you won't get the lead and you'll have to bloody do it again. Now, the only thing about Elden Hollow is the sets aren't that great. The only one that's kind of okay is Undaunted Bastion, because yeah, it's a pretty good shield for every 10 seconds. Yeah, other than that, like Light Speaker especially, I don't think there's ever a time you need that much weapon and spell damage for Resto. But fun fact, you can see Bogdan the Night Flame in here. That's the demon that she was trying to summon. A cool little bit of lore there. Alright, now on to Jewel Seams. This is a Platinum Seam. This is one of the 5 types of Jewelry Seams that you can get. Now, let me bring up something for you. This is the Jewelry Crafting Materials UESP page. Really helpful for learning the Jewelry Seams in this game. So, there are 5 types. Which one spawns depends on 2 things. There's a 50-50 split between your character's level and your character's crafting level. Go to Jewelry Crafting here, and check this passive here. This is one of the things that was one of the 50-50 split. The other one's this character level here. So whatever this one here, that's one of the types of Jewelry Seams that you'll get. And then if you want to know what the other will be, you just go here and check the level ranges here. So for example, if you're level 30, you'll get copper as well. So you just go here and check, and the hold on. There we go. So it will, if you scroll over the type, it will show you an image of the node and what it looks like, so you know what to look out for when you're running around looking for Jewelry Seams. This is really helpful, because once you know what that type looks like, you know what all of that type looks like. They all look exactly the same. So in this case, both of mine are Platinum, so I only get that. Now, let me also show you this. So if you want, you can screenshot this, or just pause the video and check out the Jewelry Seams for yourself. This is Harvest Map. So this add-on, every time you collect a Jewelry Seam or a blacksmithing ore, it'll add one of these little blue mining icons. It might be a different color for you. You have to set it up, but I'm pretty sure this is the default color. So yeah, what this does is it allows you just to check all these places you found them in the past, and you might be able to find some again when you come through. So it can it can just make your Jewelry Seam farming expeditions a little more reliable, because you know where to find them. Because they always spawn in predetermined locations. It's just sometimes they spawn there, sometimes they spawn in other ones. Also, these nodes here, they share these spawns with Jewelry Seam, with blacksmithing ores here. Unfortunately, these ores don't count, even though sometimes they can actually have jewelry dust in them. So yeah, I think it's still fine to grab them, especially in Craglorn, because you can still get Nurncrux from these, but it will slow down your progress finding these things. I think if you also mine them, it will cause other nodes to spawn, but I am not certain. Because I think there's only a certain amount of nodes on the map that's supposed to spawn at a time, and I think I don't know if it's a certain amount of blacksmithing ores and a certain amount of jewelry ores, or if it's just random. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to use Vigor here in case I die. Oh wow, I didn't take any fall damage. Weird. Yeah, this one's a little rickety compared to the other options. By rickety I mean it can take a little while. Sometimes you'll just strike a platinum mine and just find every single one known to man. Sometimes you won't. Columbine. If you find this in the wild, always grab that. These are very expensive. Who so far? Yeah, we're getting a lot of blacksmithing ores at the moment. There's another one. Yeah, sometimes you'll just strike a gold mine, or platinum mine, I guess, and just find shit tons of them in a row. Sometimes you won't find any. It's just the luck of the draw with any resource harvesting endeavors. But yeah, just be patient. You'll find some. And that is a lot of blacksmithing ores so far. Jesus. Another one. That's 4 so far. Hey, there we are. Number 5. All clear. Alright, some extra things that will help. So yeah, Harvest Map, as I said earlier. You can also get the Keen Eye Jewelry passive here to sort of make it glow if you get close to it. So that can also help you find them, especially through Chivalry. The Champion Point... Oh, hello. Just one? Yeah, that wasn't wise, was it? So, Champion Points here. Master Gatherer reduces the time it takes to harvest resources. Can be good to just make this a little bit quicker. Plentiful Harvest for increasing the yield that you get. This is only really important for surveys, which I'm about to talk about, because surveys are much more valuable. They're a one-time use, and they give you shit tons normally, so it's best to increase that yield. In certain zones, especially like High Isle, I tend to do this. If you go to Video and go to Grass, down here, turn that to off, because a lot of the stuff that might hide something behind it, it'll be removed, and in this case you can find things a lot better. And yeah, the reason Craglorn's so good, Nurncrux, as I mentioned earlier, with Nurncrux, this stuff sells for a shit ton. Potent Nurncrux sells for like 20 grand a piece. The only place to get this is Craglorn. You can also get the Fortified Nurncrux, which are pretty good too. Yeah, it's also so dense with stuff all around. But that also means other people tend to use this place a lot. So if it's too busy, yeah, just go to another zone. Like the old zones here, these places can have lots of mining ore veins as well to look at. Yeah, just keep in mind everywhere you can see blacksmithing ores, that's also where a jewelry theme could be. Again, luck of the draw. Alright, last thing is surveys. Okay, surveys give you a guaranteed lot of 6 nodes of their type. So if you can do jewelry surveys, unfortunately that's some set only. But yeah, these things here, you can buy them too, I suppose. So every time you complete a jewelry crafting writ, you can get a survey, and these give you like see here, so see this character, they went and got their own version, but your survey like is not impacted by other people, so you're guaranteed 6 nodes. That's why it's really good for this. The only thing is, surveys are like, they also come in as an endeavor sometimes, and you want to make sure you have surveys for when they come up. So if it's like your last survey, hold on to it, but if you got heaps of them, just go nuts. But yeah, You can buy these. If you go to container, you can get identified jewelry crafting survey reports here. I haven't got any on me now, but you can buy these in guild stores. They are... It will cost you like 4 digits or 5 digits usually to buy them. So I don't recommend doing this over the other options if that's going to be the case, but if you really want to find something quick, that's how you're going to do it. Alright, I will leave it there. So if you have any questions, give me a holler as always. But yeah, pretty easy set today. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. See you next time. Take care for now.